Hi everyone, I'm Zhena, founder and master tea blender at clubmagichour.com. Welcome to my apothecary. We're in our new tea salon in Ojai. It's so exciting to be here. We have all of these herbs and botanicals and flowers and spices and teas, and I have wanted this since I was a little tiny girl, where I used to make little potions for my grandma and my mom and all my friends. And I get to make potions for you now as an adult. And as we move through life, from childhood through adolescence, through adulthood, and then into our elder years, our bodies change a lot. And plants have evolved with us for thousands and thousands of years to be our plant allies. And so what I love about making the current collection is I made these for where I'm at in my life and where all my friends are at in their life, and that is perimenopause, moving into menopause. So in the beginning of life, we're brand new. All of our hormones are, surging, everything's happening. And as we get older, our hormones start to fade out and we stop our moon cycle. And what happens in that time is, in other countries and in other times, it used to be an easeful transition. It's not an easeful transition anymore due to the fact that we're exposed to so many chemicals. We're exposed to so many toxins. Our diets are not as healthy or whole as they used to be. There's car exhaust, there's pollution, there's perfumes, there's all the phthalates in the plastics, in the containers we use. Basically, we get overloaded. So perimenopause and menopause is no longer a soothing natural cycle that feels relaxed, because our bodies are toxic by the time we get to this level, because we just are exposed to so much. So I've been working on perimenopause and menopause teas for the last few years, really wanting to nail down a combination of balance, vitality, calm, and restfulness. I also was really having a hard time figuring out the name. And so I was gonna do triple goddess teas. I was gonna do menopause teas. I hate the word menopause, it's ugly. It means to pause menstruation. And it's not very elegant. Then in Asia, they call it the second spring. In other times and in other countries, menopause is considered a time where you take your power back. It's empowering. It's the second spring. You're not bleeding every month, so you keep all that iron. You keep all of your life force. And in our country, it's equated a little bit more to hot flashes, stress, mood swings. It's not very good marketing for us women, right? How many times have you heard, like, oh, she must be on the rag? I grew up being asked that when, it wasn't very empowering to be on your moon cycle, which is a total gift. And then in menopause, it's like, oh, she must be oh, are you having a hot flash? It's so stupid when it's an empowering, beautiful thing. So as I was coming up with the name for our menopause teas, I was coming up against all of the cultural significance that the Western world has put on ending your period. So it's almost like, do we still have value? A lot of women were asking, like, just because I can't breed, does it mean I'm any less potent or powerful? Does it mean that I'm any less attractive? Does it mean that I'm any less, valuable to society and humanity? Does it mean I'll still get the roles? Does it mean I can still start a business? Does it mean I can still find a new boyfriend if I get divorced at 50? Does it mean I'm still gonna be sexy? Does it mean I'm still gonna be hot? Does it mean I'm still gonna be in shape? Am I gonna lose all my muscle, tone? Or, oh no, now I'm losing my bone mass. Is sex going to be painful? Oh no, I'm no longer hot and juicy. I'm no longer attractive. All this is just thrown at us left and right as soon as we hit a certain age, and it's all based on us not having a period anymore. How stupid is that? So anyway, that's my thing. And I have to say, no one asks you if you're doing okay. They say, oh, are you having a hot flash, right? It's not used as a moment of empowerment. But what I find being a woman of this age is I'm wiser, and I'm not necessarily older. I still have vitality, I still have energy, I still have love in my heart. I feel sexier than ever. I still have a great marriage. I still, feel attractive. And I don't feel that the weight and the charge is on the term divine timing. I feel like this is just divine timing. I'm going into my divine years where I can't control the timing. We can't control when we stop our periods or not. We can't control whether or not we're a certain age. It's all just divine timing. So it allows us to release the terminology, to release the weight of it, the idea that somehow we're in menopause now and we're any less valuable. We're actually more valuable because we have more life experience. I'm gonna be a grandma hopefully soon, not too soon. Not too soon. I am still vital. I have enough resources to be able to travel. I'm able to create with energy and love and passion and all the things that come with the second spring, as they say in China. It's the time where you get to take your power back. Your energy comes back because you're not having your moon cycle every month. And I want us to reframe menopause and perimenopause as not a problem, but as a valuable decade of our life where we are not only beautiful, but we're potently, preciously treasured. And so that's where divine timing comes in. So I've been working on these formulas forever, and the formulas are complex. They're based on traditional Chinese medicine, as well as Western herbalism, as well as Ayurveda. They're a combination of all the things I know to be true for women's wellness. And I created 4 blends, and the packaging is meant to be elegant. It's meant to be gorgeous. It's meant to be something that you're proud to buy and something you're proud to display on your shelf at home, and that you're proud to serve yourself and everyone else. This is a positive affirmation of the privilege it is to age. And I call them teas for the ancestress, priestess, because an ancestress is someone who remembers her ancestors, and she'll be an ancestor someday. And a priestess is a woman who steps into her magical self, into her magic years as the high priestess of her life. She's powerful, she's potent, she's beautiful, she's graceful, and sometimes she can be fierce and a little scary. She's got boundaries, and I always say boundaries are a form of self-love. So with the balance, I added shatavari root, and the basis of all of these is shatavari root. It's an adaptogen from Ayurveda. It has always been known as a women's balancer, so it helps to balance the hormones at any stage in a woman's life. It's great for moods, and men can drink it also for moods. So shatavari isn't just a woman's herb, but it's known primarily as a woman's herb. And it's known in Ayurveda as woman with 100 husbands. And if you're going through perimenopause or menopause, every woman, when I say that, they're like, oh yeah, no. It's kind of funny, right? The balance one also has sage leaf. Sage leaf is really good for managing hot flashes. And so sage is cooling on the system. Maybe you cook with sage, maybe you grow sage, maybe you burn sage as an incense to cleanse your environment. But sage is also known really as a natural Western herbology herb for reducing hot flashes. And then we also have red clover. Red clover balances estrogen naturally. So what happens in perimenopause and menopause is our estrogen levels and progesterone levels start to drop drastically. And what happens then is our bodies are trying to adjust, and that's when we can get hot flashes. Lower estrogen means higher chance of hot flashes. So when you gently drink red clover balanced with sage and shatavari, then what happens is your hot flashes are tamed, your estrogen levels are naturally evened out, and then the shatavari is really good for all the women's balancing parts. And these are whole herbs. So they're not like taking an extract and taking them in a pill. They're taking them beautifully through a tea. Then we have dong quai root, traditionally from Chinese medicine, and that also balances hormones and regulates circulation. And it's really good, dong quai is really good for moods. So if you find yourself getting heated quickly or getting snappy, or your moods tend to feel a little brittle, then dong quai is for you, and it's really helpful for that easeful mood transition. And then there's chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum is great for headaches. It's great for cooling the system. If you have energy that rises, like anger tends to rise from the liver and come out here, and then we say things we wish we didn't say. Chrysanthemum is good for cooling that and soothing that and relaxing that. And it's also really good for cardiovascular support. Lemon verbena is also in the balance blend, and it is great for mood. Anything that has the lemon essential oil basis will be really good for increasing your feelings of grace and kindness. They're a mood lifter, so really potent there. And then there's also rose petals, which are great for any type of women's needs. Rose petals are great for beauty from the inside out. They soften the wrinkles in the skin, it's been proven. They're great for digestion, they're great for heart opening energetically. They're the highest vibration flower on the planet, and they're really, really quite lovely for flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a cup of balance, and this is part of the Divine Timing, Perimenopause, and Menopause teas from Magic Hour. So the names I went through, here, look how pretty that is. The names I went through, it was like triple moon tea, it was triple goddess tea, all of the traditional, and then I was gonna call it after moon tea, like afternoon tea, but it's after your moon cycles cease. And then that didn't work out because of trademarks. But then one day I was like, divine timing. It's just divine timing. It's a cycle. And I'm in my divine timing decade, right? So there you go. So I look forward to seeing you at clubmagichour.com, where you can read all about these. You can order them in several sizes, and you can put them on subscription so they show up automatically at your doorstep every month.